Hey everybody! Michael here with baby Rosie, and we're doing a cooking video today. We're gonna make Mr. September's cookies! So apparently Her Interactive has a cookie making contest every year, and in 2013, somebody came up with a recipe for Mr. September's cookies. So yeah, somebody made a cookie and named it after me. I did not find out about it until just now, and I'm gonna make these cookies. We're gonna see if Mr. September's cookies are as awesome as Mr. September. I'll provide a link to the recipe. Actually, it's a big PDF file that has all the various cookies that were submitted. Okay, so step one is I just need to whisk stuff. So a half cup of cocoa powder, 2.5 cups of flour, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, so I think this is how you whisk. Like, you spin it around in a circle, or is it that you spin it around in a circle like that? Oh, yeah, that looks good, nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm told these cookies are sort of like Hostess, chocolate cupcakes, except in cookie form. That was how it was described to me. Okay, so this looks pretty whiskey here, all whisked out. Let's move on to the next step. Next, you're going to mix 2 sticks of butter with a cup of sugar. Okay, so I think you're supposed to use butter that's at room temperature because it melts better. Or, I mean, it mixes better because when you use this type of butter that hasn't been, cooled off or whatever, I don't know the process. In any case, you want to stick the butter out, just have it out on a plate for like 2 hours before trying to mix it, then it'll mix better. You want granulated sugar. Took me a while to figure out that's what the recipe was calling for. So not like powdered sugar, but granulated sugar. Okay, so the recipe says to cream them together until they're light and fluffy. Okay, let's turn up the temperature here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that looks cool. Let's make it superpower. Yeah. Okay. Oh, got it on my arm. Yeah, let's say that's light and fluffy enough. What do I do next? Add in a teaspoon of vanilla and an egg. Okay, I've got an egg here. Where's the egg? There's the egg. Okay, so... Ow! Note, do not try to, record yourself while making this recipe. You might screw up because you can only use one hand. Okay. Yeah, doing this left-handed is not the best idea. Okay, so I need the egg and a teaspoon of vanilla. Here's vanilla. Here's a teaspoon. Let me switch hands. Try not to get my disgusting egg stuff all over the hand that is holding the camera. Okay, and I spilled it. Okay, of course I did. Okay, in any case, there's the vanilla. So now we're gonna mix those together. And it said, if necessary, use your handy-dandy mixer thing to scrape off the sides. I think it might be necessary here. So, like, see this side here, where the sugar is not getting mixed? Yeah, I use that. That's what this thing is for. I never knew what this thing was for growing up, so I just thought it was just, like, for sword fighting or something. Okay. Oven bowl's out. It's time for mixing. Okay. Mixed pretty well. Okay, so next we are going to add melted chocolate. So this is, let me just show it off. Okay, so this is a bowl of chocolate. It's a bowl of chocolate. So we're gonna mix that. We're just gonna put it all in. So it is 2 ounces of, I think it said bitter chocolate. 2 ounces of bitter chocolate was what the recipe asked for. I had no idea what that meant. So I went with unsweetened chocolate. Hopefully hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. Okay. So I'm gonna try to. I melted the chocolate in the microwave. It took like, I don't know. I just tried like 30 minutes, and then not 30 minutes, 30 seconds, and then 30 more seconds, and then 30 more seconds. It looks like that's all that's coming out. Did I get a decent amount? That's an okay amount. Okay, let's try mixing this. Wait, I just had a thought. I've got my little scraper thingy here. I'll use my scraper thingy to get the rest of the chocolate out, right? Okay, so let me do that. All right, so here's what the bowl looks like after I scraped in the chocolate. Now I've got as much chocolate as possible for our fantastic cookies. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up. So it says I beat in the chocolate. Then I'm gonna add the mixture I made earlier. I'm gonna add this in 3 parts. So part 1. And it says do not like you know, spin it very quickly. You're supposed to beat it gently on low. Beat it on low. Beat just until the dough comes together. Okay. Okay, so part 2. Looking good, and I'm gonna drop the bowl so I could get everything in for part 3. Hopefully this video will make sense to people and it's not just like the back of my hands while I'm cooking. Oh, jeez, now I've got chocolate everywhere, mess. I never thought I'd have chocolate in my nose someday. I've got chocolate powder in my nose. Okay. So just until the dough comes together. I don't know what that means. So next step is to pat in the 2 discs, and then I chill for 30. I wrap them in plastic wrap. Oh. I hope I have plastic wrap. Okay, well I'm gonna pat it. Okay, that definitely looks like everything's come together very nicely. Definitely looks like the inside of you know, one of those chocolate cupcakes. I agree. Okay, so let me start making it into 2 discs. And here are the 2 discs. I didn't know how large to make them, so I just used half for one and then half for the other. They're about the size of my hand. As you can see, my hand is just covered in chocolate right now. So it's obviously very delicious. I'm sure it will be. So I just cover it in plastic wrap here. And I guess I just put it inside the refrigerator for a half hour. So I'll see you guys in a half hour. So now the recipe says I need to roll it out until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay, here it is. I tried rolling it out. I didn't do a very good job. It's kind of hard to roll when you've got a wiggly baby, you know, right in front of you, trying to eat the chocolate because it looks delicious. So now we make, just do the cookie cutouts. Just do the cookie cutouts. So you're supposed to use a circular cutout for this particular recipe, but I don't think I have any. I have Christmas cookie cutouts. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make Christmas ow, this one's upside down. Ouch. That hurt. We're gonna make Christmas cookie cutouts, and then we just rip. Well, we just rip them and put them on this plate until we've got our little baking tray all filled with cookies. Okay, I tried my hardest, everybody. This was really difficult. The baby does not want to put up with me cutting out the cookies. So this is how much was left over. The recipe says it makes about 40. Next, you put these in the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes in order to prevent spreading. Okay, after you freeze it, you're going to put it in the oven for 9 minutes. And you want the oven to be at 350 degrees. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to, in order for the oven to get that hot. So, hey, just start up the oven when you put the cookies in the freezer. And now we wait. We wait patiently, Rosie, patiently. And there we go. The cookies have finished cooking. What you want to do now is put them on a wire rack, and then you just let them cool for about an hour. Okay, it's been an hour. Time for the glaze. Okay, so here what you want to do is you mix a cup of the cocoa powder with 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. So that is basically a ton of sugar. It's just a humongous amount of sugar. Okay, so looks like it's pretty well mixed here. Looking pretty whiskey to me. Next we're gonna add in some corn syrup and milk. So we've got 6 tablespoons of milk and then 4 tablespoons of corn syrup. So corn syrup is very, very drippy, I imagine. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. Notice how it's moving very slowly. It's kind of thick. This is what makes it very glaze-like. I probably should not have put it in an empty cup first. I probably should have just put it directly into this stuff. Ooh, wow, look, it's like being absorbed and stuff. That's kind of cool. Okay. So 6 teaspoons of milk, tablespoons of milk, and 4 tablespoons of light corn syrup. Okay, whisk until it is smooth. We'll have some very, very thick glaze, but it should still be pourable, so we should still be able to pour it. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, it's getting kind of, yeah, you can probably tell, it's getting kind of thick and hardened now. Here, I think I'll turn off the camera so I can, you know, whisk it without moving the bowl. I'll just use my left hand to hold the bowl and my right hand to mix. Okay, now I've got the oozy goozy chocolate thing. What I'm gonna do next is put it in a plastic baggie. And you'll notice I cut out a little hole in the corner of the plastic baggie. That way we can pour it out of the baggie onto the cookies. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, I've got it. So, turns out that this glaze kind of hardens. So move quickly. Don't stop to like make YouTube videos. Just do it quickly, okay? So I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, get the glaze out. Yeah, there we go. Now the glaze will spread out is what the recipe says. So like it will settle, I guess, is another way of saying that. So don't get super duper close to the edge. Yeah, this is a huge mess. Oh geez. Okay. Yeah, it hardens somewhat quickly. It got all over my hands. It's not obvious now, but I wasn't able to get my hands completely clean. Oh, now it's coming out the top because I didn't put it in the bag right. So I think this is how they do fondant, right? Fondant. That's what they call like this stuff. How do I squeeze it so it comes down and not like over the edge like that? This is basically just sticky glaze. You'll see how it's kind of hardened to my skin. Yeah, that's how this works. Okay, so that was kind of a mess. I got more glaze on myself than on the cookies. Took me about 2 minutes to clean off my hands after that. So I would recommend using a knife. Use a knife to spread out the glaze if, like me, you're just not very good at glaze. Because that glaze hardened way more quickly than I thought it would. Alright, okay, so the recipe says you want to wait an hour before you add the white squiggle. That's why I waited an hour. I thought you had to wait an hour for the glaze, but no, the waiting an hour is just for the squiggle. I don't know how to do the white squiggle, and I'm hungry, so I'm going to try to eat these cookies. Let's see what they taste like. I've got this one here. I'm going to start off with I'm going to start off with this one. This cookie, which does not fall into pieces. Okay. So let's do this. Okay, here we go. Okay, the glaze is still kind of thick. That's really good glaze. It's really good, but it's kind of like keeping, you know, the top part of my mouth and the bottom part of my mouth glued together, if that makes any sense. Okay, so yeah, Mr. September's cookies, a very chocolatey treat. I like it. You know, I wish I could have made it better without getting the glaze everywhere and making the cookies fall into pieces. But hey, I'm not the world's greatest chef. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. You know, I hope you enjoyed these cookies if you decide to make some. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Next, you're gonna mix 2 sticks of butter with a cup of sugar. So I'm gonna do it in this thing, which is not turning on. Give me a second.